walk over here. All right, so we're live for our 5:30 show. Many of you have met my wife, Maria.
Hi.
My better half. How you all doing? 5:30 Mondays. We're on here to say hello, to connect. Can you see this beautiful woman over here? Hi there.
Hi.
We start off with a kiss. Monday afternoon, how are things going? You guys having some fun? We actually have some questions for you today. And so we are going to ask a bunch of questions. And maybe you can just chime in. Let me know that you can hear us and see us. Either Heather Thurmond and Shelly. All right, so let me know that you can hear me and see me. Just say something. Tell us where you're from. Hey there, Hetal. How are you all doing? All good? Everybody's doing well?
From New York City, Valentino. Hi.
Hi, Valentino from New York. So I posted a little video today about making sure that you're stopping any of your destructive habits and starting some good constructive habits. So how many of you have fallen into some patterns that are not serving you well? Like you're eating too much. Maybe you're not sleeping the same times. Maybe you're not exercising. Maybe a little too much alcohol. Some drugs maybe. What are you doing? What are you doing that's destructive or disempowering you? Whenever we have something like this coronavirus throw us for a mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial loop, it sets off our entire habitual patterns. And so if you don't get that back in check and get into a proper routine, it really could hurt you, not just in the interim, but if you keep these patterns up for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, those habit patterns become your dominant patterns, and they're really hard to break afterwards. So because right now, when there's a significant emotional experience like we've just had and are in the midst of, patterns will change in an instant. So just be aware of it. I posted a little video earlier today, on Facebook and Instagram and a few other places, on being aware. So we have some questions, and for those of you who are just joining us, some of you know this, some of you don't. This is my beautiful wife, Maria, and one of the ways that we're having some fun is doing this, for our followers. My followers, they're following her more now. So we have some questions. You guys ready for a few questions?
How are you taking advantage of this time? And not that you actually have a lot of extra time, because some people are still working from home and they have families to take care of. But for people who have a little bit of extra time, are there any new skills or things that you're learning during this? How about you?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Oh,
and then,
yeah, sure.
And asking our friends on.
She'll ask me, I'll ask her, then we'll ask you, okay? Before we answer the question let's say hello to, we got some people reading books. We got people from Port Jervis, New York, and from Guanajuato. Hello there. Hello there from Columbus, Ohio, Melbourne, Australia. Melbourne, love Melbourne. So I've started doing something that I've been resisting for so freaking long. I'm actually learning a few extra techniques and tools with technology. I have been like a technology resistor. And not that I don't use technology. I use my iPhone and I use my computer, okay? But for example, this morning, I did a video and somebody called me like 3 minutes into the video, and it was actually pretty good. And so then instead of erasing it, I just said, F it, I'm gonna do another video because I know there's a way that I could combine them. So I did the second part of the video, and then I called Travis, our chief marketing officer. I said, Travis, what the hell should I do? And he said, John, just get iMovie. So I got iMovie app. I just loaded the two videos, and I just had to almost like just pinch, delete, and came into one video. It's like, I could have been doing this all along, thinking how many times I've created videos and they're terrible, so I delete them. Another video, terrible, I deleted. So I'm just challenging myself to learn technology better And habits are hard to break and hard to make. So that's one of the things I'm doing. What about you?
Well, looking at your hair, I may have to take up some tutorials on cutting hair. Maybe a little bit here and a little bit on the other side.
What do you think? A little haircuts do? Hey, do a little haircut? We do a little haircut. It's getting long. Wow, that is getting long.
Yeah, I think there's got to be some tutorials on how to do home haircuts. For me, I've been getting back into cooking, which is something I love and I haven't been able to do for the past year. So just reading up on those skills and taking the time to learn new techniques in cooking for me. And my goal during this break...
Break. I'm working 15 hours a day. Break.
He's working 15 hours. During this quarantine, I want to learn how to make a souffle.
A souffle? Oh, wow. How many of you know how to cook well? I used to cook. When we were dating, I used to cook all the time. And she got the benefit of cooking. And then once we got married, she started cooking and she's become a phenomenal chef. And her mother's a really good cook too. So how many of you cook? Do you like to cook? And so Alaska woman, John, just slick back your hair. Yeah, we can just do a little slick back. What do you think? How many of you think a little slick back? Yes, no? Just all the way back like that, slick back. I used to have it slicked all the way back. I used to have hair down to here. I had long hair when I was retired for 3 years. I had hair down to my shoulders. I've had a beard. I had a mustache. So we got a lot of people who like to cook. How many of you don't like to cook? Let's see. Should we say hello to a bunch of you? Why don't you say hello to... Hi, Georgette. Nice to have you on here again. Hi, Tanya Allen. Always good to see you. Zia and Ray and Sheila and Cheryl and Kamyar. Awesome. So put gel. I'll try some gel. All right. So
here's an important question.
But what are they doing? Like, what are you doing? Are you upgrading any skill, a hobby? What are you doing to take advantage of the time? You know, some people have extra time because they don't have to drive to work and drive home. Some people have time because they don't, they're not going to be able to see their boyfriend or girlfriend before they go home to their husband or wife.
John.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Most of you don't know this. Some of you do, but most of you don't, right? One of my key things in life is have fun, right? I don't mind being serious, but you got to joke around and have fun. And so I like to make a lot of jokes. So we got load up some photos with hair and mustache. I like that. Just baked homemade bread tonight. A lot of people are baking bread tonight. All right.
So another question we have is, what do you need the most help with?
Oh, that's interesting. What do you need the most help with? So what do you need the most help with right now?
What do you need the most help with?
Right now, I need the most help with all of the different projects I've got going on and my team being all over, the United States. I just have so many things going on. I'm actually busier now than I was 4 weeks ago, and I was pretty busy then. I've got more people demanding or asking for my time and projects we're trying to finish. And so we have sleeping habits. What do you need the most help with? Who needs... so we got the people reading a lot of books.
Motivation to work out.
So Beauty by... I don't have my glass on. Lilica. So motivation to work out. One of the best ways to get motivated to do anything that you want to do, but your habits are preventing you, do 1 minute. Just do 1 minute. It doesn't matter what it is. Do a 1 minute walk in your house, a 1 minute, sit-ups, 1 minute push-ups, 1 minute just to get going, and then do another minute the next day, and another minute the next day. Whenever you're looking to build habits, the habit is more important than the intensity at first. So if you just build a habit, get used to doing it, then you can add time and intensity afterwards. So who else? What else? What do you need help with? So starting a business with no money. So either Dave, you can start a business with no money as long as you have time and a computer. right now you can start a business with no money. You just need to do a lot of stuff yourself, right? So let's see, what do we got?
Good question. How do I control my mind from Deanna AR95?
Deanna AR, how do you control your mind? Deanna, you practice, right? If you think of your mind as a muscle, and different muscles in your brain, neuromuscle, and you learn how to focus it, you learn how to let go of what we call the ants, the automatic negative thoughts, and replace them with automatic positive thoughts. Practice mindfulness, you practice meditation, you practice focusing techniques, and that's what I teach in my book Inner Size, and many of you have got my book Inner Size already. And so,
speaking of books,
are
there any good books that you guys are reading right now or recommend?
Yeah, any good books you're reading right now, or any good books you recommend?
Other than Inner Size, of course.
Other than my Having It All book, the Answer book, the Vision Board Kid book, or my book Inner Size. I already have the title to my new book, but let me know what you're reading right now.
What are you reading? You usually have a ton of books.
Yeah, I got 5 or 6 books on the go. So what books are you reading? I'm gonna put my Fighting with My Dog. Let's see, The Secret, good book. Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton, excellent book also. Hi, Mary Alice. You're working on creating an opt-in registration for your mastermind Zoom meeting. Not sure how to do it. There's lots of stuff on Google and that you can get Mary Alice on Google, or just Google it, YouTube it, and SlideShare. All right, so there are some 3 ideas for you. Talking with a Stranger, reading Aleph by Paul Coelho. Kiyosaki, Before You Quit Your Job by Kiyosaki. The World is Flat, very, very good book. The Bible, always a classic. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, love it. What are you all reading here? Lucille Ball biography.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I've got the biography of Leonardo da Vinci is phenomenal as well. Heart Intelligence. Vivi, I'm not sure.
Lifespan book. What tools did you use to do your first podcast interview?
Lifespan book. What tools did you use to do your first podcast interview? I don't have a podcast, so I just go on people's podcasts. I don't have my own podcast yet, but I did record my first 2 that we're going to get ready for. Ninja Selling. Linda, What the Bleep Do We Know? Great movie. I love What the Bleep Do We Know. For all of you who are into some metaphysical integrated with neuroscience, watch What the Bleep Do We Know. You didn't like it years ago, but I loved it. Yeah. What are you reading?
I've been reading Becoming Michelle Obama's latest book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the title of Chelsea Handler's latest book, but I just read that. And I'm about to read Where the Crawdad Sings. Where the Crawdad Sings? I have that on my next to my bed as we speak.
Love it. So who else are reading? Sell It Like, Ryan Serfant, right? All right, so Ismail, you're saying what to say when you talk to yourself. Is that a book, or you're asking me or Maria? Thinking Fast, Thinking Slow, very, very good book. Let's see what we have here. Hey there. For those of you who just joined us, let us know where you're from. We always like to see where people are from all over the world. Where are you from? If your mind speak in moment, how you drive it. I don't understand that. So where are you from? Quiet by Susan Cain. Awesome. What we wrote, we got some questions.
Here's a fun one, because I think it's fun to have fun, light questions. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, a superpower. What would it be? So we have people, let's see, from Washington, San Diego. Hey there, David. Barcelona, London, Orange County. Where's everybody from? Rio de Janeiro. So look at this. We have California, France, Rio de Janeiro, the UK, Virginia, Ecuador. We have people from all over the world. I mean, listen, what a great way to just invest a little time. Romania, ci facci bene? All right, what else do we have here? So Whittier, Australia, Las Vegas. Anybody from, let's see, China or Indonesia, Malaysia? We have the Philippines. Hi, Zien. Calgary, Alberta. Romania. Yeah, I saw Romania. Boston, Canada. Where in Canada? We're in Canada. By the way, do you enjoy us doing this? This is like super casual. It's a break for us as well. You know, this is a break for Maria and for me. I've been working since 6 a.m. this morning, creating stuff. I've got a new program. Hey there, Joel Brown. Everybody, if you're on Insta, check out Joel Brown, my good buddy from Australia. He's in the Gold Coast right now. He and I just talked yesterday. Just an awesome leader in the personal development arena. So watch my man. We've got a lot of good friends that we watch their stuff. They watch ours. Vancouver, British Columbia. I used to live there. El Salvador. Yeah, we got a global audience. Moncton, New Brunswick. Bonsoir. And Sandy from Ontario County. Live in Mississauga. You like the art behind me? That is called Flow Motion by the artist Spar Street. Spar Street. If you take a look at sparstreet.com, SPARSTREET.com. He's unbelievable. We have a lot of his art.
A lot. Maybe like 10, 12
pieces.
Yeah.
All right, from the Philippines. Hello. Hey, Jocelyn. Isn't this a nice little break for the day? A little break for the day. All right, so what was the question you asked now?
Well, I asked everyone if they could have any superpower.
Oh, yeah.
Like what kind of superpower that you would, like a superpower hero type thing.
All right, so I know what mine is. What's yours, though? If you could have a superpower.
I think to fly. To be fun, fly.
That'd be cool.
That's it.
Anybody else like to fly? What's a superpower? What's a superpower? Let's see.
Ooh, this is a good one. Causing great and outstanding leadership.
Great and outstanding leadership.
I think you can do that without having a superpower.
Yeah. Hey, Sean Smith.
Being invisible.
So good morning from India. To heal. Invisibility. So Mary, if you could be invisible, like where would you go first? See into the future. Oh, to be invisible. We have a few people that want to be invisible. We got 2 monitors going right now so we can see more.
Cure and heal anything and anyone.
Cure and heal anything and anyone.
Prevent disasters from happening. Yes.
I believe I can fly. Yes, Gelsa. So awareness, the gift of awareness, or a superpower of awareness. So what are some superpowers?
Teleportation.
Shashin Shah. I'm waiting for your book, Shashin. Where is the book? My buddy Shashin's writing a book and it's going to be amazing. Where is the book? And we've got to go skiing. How about South America? If we can make the tail end of South America this year, I'm in. All right, so let's see. Trip to the bank if you were invisible. But you couldn't make the money be invisible. So I've got a superpower I've thought about for a while. And that is if I could somehow wave a magic wand and have people unequivocally know how beautiful, wonderful, brilliant they really are, without any self-doubts or fears or self-image issues, like they're not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy enough, or not any of the limiting beliefs. You eliminate all of that stuff from people's mind so they can feel that whatever you want to call it, the God part of them, the genius part of them, the something that's just like, you can feel. So what are the other superpowers? So we've got superpower of bringing happiness to everyone. I like that, Carla. Mary Bradshaw, you go to the Oval Office. I'm not going to ask you what you would do there. Travel in time. Pia Shan says, yeah, that's a good one. How many of you would like to travel in time? Would you go forward or backward? If you could travel in time, what would you prefer to do? Go backward? You can only do one or the other. Oh, Kashyap, understand creation. So what would you do? Would you go forward in time or back in time?
go back.
You go back in
I think
time?
I'd go back.
So what if you can go forward in time and bring some of the healing wisdom from the future to now? So you can get rid of coronavirus right now.
Of course.
See? So how many of you would go into the future and how many of you would go back? Just interesting. Right? How many of you? So we got a lot of go back in time. Gals would go back to see your dog
again. Yes.
Yeah. So how many of you would love to travel in time with Jesus? Would you like to live in the time of Jesus, where so many people were oppressed, right? So travel forward in time with your genius wand in your hand, backward to epic concert performances. I love reading this. Back to when you were 16. Shelly, that's interesting. Hi there, Shannon. We're asking people, where would you, if you could travel in time, would you go forward in time to the future, or would you go back in time? And then, we were watching this series called Outlander, which is really, really good. I like it more than she does. And the gal, Claire.
I like it too.
Yes. Yeah.
I got you hooked on it.
I know. But if you go back, Outlander, Claire, she goes from she goes from 1970s, right? She goes backwards 200 years to Scotland, and she goes back and forth. It's pretty cool. Future means shorter life. You love life. Future doesn't mean shorter life. What if you can just go and come back? So interesting questions, huh? Back to see Doc and Marty. Not to the past, no toilet. I love. Hey, there's Zoo Rahim from Singapore. Anyway, this is fun. I like it. Outlander's your jam too. Archangel Fran. All right, so we have a few more questions we've got here. What you got?
Well,
thank you, Chelsea.
Speaking of Outlander, what are your favorite shows to binge watch?
Oh, how many of you are binge watching shows right now? I am not. Evan Carmichael, Superstar. And I've told my friends, if you are on YouTube or on Instagram, Evan Carmichael, he just joined us in the house. Check him out on Instagram and on YouTube, and check out his new book. Great book. Hey, buddy, nice to have you on. Evan, I don't know if you remember Maria.
Hi.
A friend of mine just joined, so saying hello. Shasheen Shah, George Malo, hello there. To meet Andrew Carnegie, that's a good one. I like that too. Milk Run on a Warm Spring Day. Oh, we've had a few of those, buddy? The best series Netflix, CJ Walker, Self-Made. How many of you have seen, how many of you have seen Tiger King? Tiger King. I can't believe I'm going to be able to watch it. We started watching it, and I was like, first 2 episodes, like, oh, it was okay. And then it's like, really?
Then we got sucked in.
Oh my, really? That's going on in the world? Yep. How many of you seen the Tiger King? Yeah, Loreen. Yeah, it's wackadoo. It's, as what Whitney Houston says, it's whack. Crack is whack.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so what are the series you're enjoying?
There's also some really good informative stuff too. Netflix
I like documentaries.
Yeah.
I love documentaries. The Men Who Built America is great. The Men Who Built the Food Industry is great. Those are awesome. I've been watching some Tesla. Nikola Tesla, awesome stuff. Albert Einstein, awesome stuff. But I don't have more time now. I have actually less time right now during this time. I'm focusing so much on helping people with their mindset and emotional control and, thriving in this, whatever you want to call it, recession, pandemic, challenging time. There are, clients of mine are rocking it right now just because they're focusing on how they can. Imagineering on Disney, Superpowers to speak Japanese, that you can learn. Hello there, Gemma from the Philippines.
Gemma.
And Schwa, yes, Evan Carmichael, the guy who has all those wonderful YouTube videos. That's the guy, right? That's the guy. So let's see, Heal, Minimalist. What's that? Our friend asked us the other day,
I'm not... McMillions?
McMillions. Anybody seen McMillions? I haven't seen it.
It's a crazy documentary on a game
That's
played
right.
through McDonald's, and there was it was fraud for like 15 years or longer, and it was, crazy. Like
The mafia was involved in that one, right? Yeah, I
Yes.
saw one of the
Yes,
episodes. Awesome. All right, so
How about, do our friends have any questions for us?
yeah, any questions for us? We'll take a few questions. What questions do you have? Any questions? I think we came prepared with 3 or 4. Thank you, Kashyap. The impact theory interview with Tom Bilyeu was one of my favorites as well. He was a great job. For those of you who haven't seen, there's an interview I did on impact theory on YouTube. Tom Bilyeu, Bilyeu. One of my best interviews of the last 6 months for sure, or the last 8 months. Nick Lees, I'm doing great, and I think my wife is doing great also.
Yeah.
We've been self-quarantined now for coming on 5 weeks.
Yep.
She just sends me out to get food.
Once a week.
Once a week to go get food. So.
And he does a great job.
George Mallow, I used to, I've skied Banff before, but we have a home in Telluride, Colorado, so we just ski there a lot. A little bit easier.
Question, how has it been at home since we haven't been able to travel? I haven't been able to travel for a year and a half, so...
Tell them, not me.
I haven't been able to travel for over a year, so it's been easy, and I am looking forward to being able to get out, though, and do things again, so I don't get too comfortable being in isolation, since I've been in isolation for a really long time. This pushed me over the edge a little bit with it, and now I'm starting to get really comfortable not doing the stuff I used to do, and so I know I need to break that habit, or it's going to become my default habit. So,
yeah. And some of you know this because we've shared this on social before. She had back surgery last year. They put 2 rods in her back and 8 screws, and then they had to go in and redo part of the surgery because one of the screws was hitting her aorta. So instead of being 5 months recovery, it was almost a year in recovery. So she's been home for quite a bit. Let's see. All right, so let's see. How do you regather and think of new ideas to start again?
a lot of stuff comes in your meditations for you.
Yeah, so I'm pretty creative. I'm creative and highly logical, so I go back and forth. I always have a pad of paper or sheets of paper with me, and I just write. If I have an idea, I just write. Or I text it to my team or my assistant. They put into a parking lot, and there's no shortage of ideas that I have. Something that's really important to remember is you're going to have we have 50,000 thoughts a day, give or take 10,000 here or there, and most of them are just fleeting thoughts. So it's great to get an idea out of your head, but it shouldn't distract you from the vision, the goals you have right now, unless those ideas are going to help you achieve those goals that you already have. Like I take a lot of time spending or discovering what is it that I want to achieve, let's say this year. And then I read it every single day, and I rarely change what I want to achieve. I change sometimes how I'm going to achieve it, but not what I want to achieve. And I probably spend 2 days a year thinking about that. And then a little bit each day, each week. All right, Doina, I will let her talk. Thank you.
I think that's so funny.
It is
because
funny.
I'm usually the one that talks and doesn't let anybody else talk. That's cute.
This is the only time I get to talk a lot, is because at home I don't talk much. She does.
Okay, so what are some other questions? What is your advice to stay positive when in quarantine? Finding things to be grateful for. Anytime that you are in a place of gratitude, it just puts you in a positive state. At least that's what I found. As soon as you start being grateful for the things that good things that are happening to you, because there are good things even in crisis. Being grateful, being in the seat of gratitude is always a great first step.
So I think a couple things. I want to answer this. For myself, it's making sure that I have my routines for my spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, and financial health and well-being. So my routines, keeping my routines. And I was off of my workout routines for about 3 weeks. I'm back on them now. So I got that under check. I'm also focusing on how do I make her life and my mother-in-law's life a little bit easier, with my mother-in-law being here all day, I'm here all day, and she's here all day. So, how do I make her life easier? And then third is, how do we break up the monotony by doing things like this? What can we do together? What can we do to have fun? What can we do? We had for her birthday last week, we had, a little Zoom party with 50 of our friends. We are joining, we're watching other people's Zoom stuff for charity events. And so we're mixing and matching stuff up and having some fun while we're at it.
Okay. Do I inner size? Jocelyn McFall is asking, do I inner size? Yes, I do. Not religiously. I'm not my husband.
You're not?
No. No, we don't make vision boards together, and we don't do a lot of the same stuff like that together, but we do meditate sometimes together, and I do practice some inner sizes, especially the little breathing exercises and whatnot. Those helped me a lot this past year when I would have little panic attacks around my surgery. So yes.
And you also were visualizing.
I was visualizing. Yeah, that's right. I've done affirmations and visualizations and whatnot.
Yeah, I do them every day. She doesn't. She does them as needed. We meditate probably about 2-3 days a week together. I meditate every day. And we do set goals together. You guys want one of the best couples tips of all time? The best couples tip of all time. If you want it, hit the like or the love button, or say, John, give us the best couples tip of all time. All right, I'll let her tell you what it is. All right? We're only going to do it if we get like massive yes or massive likes or loves or whatever you call it on these social media channels. So, and by the way, my team put up the Tom Bilyeu interview. For those of you who haven't seen it, there's a link in there as well. So you want the top tip of the day. There's a pinned comment on Facebook. Best yes? Okay, we're getting tons of yes on Instagram. Okay, so the best couples tip of all time is...
I'm always right.
Hold on, that's not it. Oh. That is one of them, but that's not it. That was cute. That was good.
I tried.
That was cute. That was good. Okay, seriously, tell them the best couples tip. Saturday mornings.
Oh, our Saturday mornings. I thought we've talked about this before.
No.
Okay. So every Saturday morning, John and I have a meeting. For us, it's 7:30 in the morning. We grab our coffees and we sit down and talk about every aspect of our life, business, our spirituality, our health, things that maybe we've been holding in for the week, and we talk about it that day. And it is really, I think, such an important thing to do as a couple. We talk about finances, our charitable giving, everything, and things that are also maybe some challenges, and we work them out during that time. So that's been one of the key, I think, things that we've done to have a really healthy relationship.
Yeah, and what we do is 1 week I'll lead. So I'll say, how's everything going with your spiritual practices? She'll tell me. And this is a no judgment, no blame, no shame, no guilt, no justification meeting. This is just two friends and a couple talking. So we'll talk about spiritual, emotional health and well-being, your mindset this week. How are you doing? Is everything okay? Are you feeling good? And you're thinking okay? Physically, how are you doing with your workouts? How are you doing, taking care of yourself? Do you feel good? Aches and pains there? And then we'll shift over into our budget, finances, investments, charitable giving. So everything, whether it's sex, whether it's money, whether it's children, parents, friends, business, anything, Saturday morning at 7:30. I lead 1 week, she leads another week, and that way it's not, I tend to go, okay, so how's everything going, right? And she's like, is this going to be a business meeting or are we going to have like a couples meeting? I said, oh, I'm sorry. And so she has softened me that way very, very well. So that's one of the best things we have ever done. And what's amazing is these are the moments that I learned all the shit that I didn't get done during the week. So I just hear about it once a week. As you can tell, we have a lot of fun together, right? How many of you are married? How many of you are single? Just out of curiosity, how many of you are married? And how many of you are single? Right? How many of you are married or single? Right? Yes, Jan, alternating leadership is great. Maria, are you an Aries?
I am.
Maria's I'm a Virgo. September is my birthday. So how many of you are married? How many of you are single? How many of you are married that should be single? And how many of you are single want to be married? No, if you're not happy, I've been divorced. Maria and I have been married for 14 years. We've been together for 20. But I was married twice before then. And it wasn't perfect like I wanted it. And we've had a most phenomenal relationship for 20 years. So.
But it's work. It's also work.
It's work. Of course it's work.
Yeah.
Honey, being married to you is work. It is work.
Oh my God.
I gotta have fun. Single, ready to mingle. Vegan is a bad option? No, vegan is a great option. I've been vegan for 7 years. So we got Mitzi, you're Virgo also. What? Yeah, married for 18 years. You want to stay like that? Also, awesome, Rodrigo. Rodrigo? Not sure. Single, want to be in a relationship, it comes along, yeah.
Honey, we need to look at the time.
Oh, the time. Okay. Well, usually we do this, about 30, 40 minutes. So anyway, hopefully you had fun. Thank you for joining me. Tomorrow morning, I'm doing my Achieve Even More show without this beautiful partner of mine. And so I'll be live at 9 o'clock on Facebook and 9 o'clock on Instagram. And a 30-minute show tomorrow morning. And by the way, I don't know how many of you have signed up for the programs I've been doing every Friday. I'm doing a financial success in chaotic times. I've been doing a free training every Friday. One was last Friday, another one was this Friday, another was next Friday, the following one, etc. Four free trainings. But tomorrow, I'll let you know more about that. Okay, time for us to go have dinner. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you so much. Let's have a little bit of fun.
Stay safe and well.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Shasheen. Bye, Jan. Bye, Mary. Bye, Frank. Lawrence. Hi, Tiana. We'll say hello. Arch. Thank you so much.
Bye,
this
guys.
is so much fun. Hey, Jerry.
Thank you.
Nice to have you on. Bye, Valerie. Just a little bit of break, right? It's we live in San Diego, so it's Eastern time, 6:10 p.m. Nick Lees, Pamela Davis. Yeah, we say hello to Lily Romero. All right. Arrivederci.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye. Right there is the buy or end button.